what I'm going to talk about today is putting, and that's the most simplistic version of it. I can talk about putting for 2 hours because I love all the nuances in it. But this is going to be very simple. And the first thing I talk about when I talk about putting is the 2 Ds. So remember this. You can write it down. Remember this part, and it's distance and direction. This actually applies to any golf shot, but for putting, it's the most important. And that's distance and direction. If we can get our distance right to the hole and our direction right to the hole, the ball should plop in, right? Oversimplification, but sometimes with golf it's so complicated, everything's complicated, all these moves. When you try to break it down to the lowest common denominator and try to simplify it, sometimes it works out for the brain. It makes the brain think a little bit less. So for here, I have 3 different ways to go about getting your direction right in a drill. This one is a little mirror here that you can see your shoulder alignment. It's got lines on it. You put the ball on it, and now you can practice your direction and make sure your alignment's good. Your feet, your shoulders, and then the golf club alignment aid on the golf club too. You have a little line there. How many people look at that alignment aid on the golf club when they get ready to putt to make sure it's lined up? Does anybody look at it? Who doesn't? Or who is not consistent? Yeah. Now, another little tip, you don't even need all these aids to do this on the golf course, is the rules of golf let us cheat. We can use an alignment aid on the golf course, and it's the ball. All the balls now, you see they have a little line on them. All the new balls, they have little lines on them. You can draw a line on them, and you get that line going to where you want to go, and then you line up your alignment aid to it, and you should be in the right direction. Yeah, this is a pretty straight putt, curves a little bit. There's break and things. We could talk about that another time in more detail if you want to come back. But for the basic putt, that's all you need. What we're trying to do is not 3-putt, right? And these putts you want to try to make, give yourself a chance, right? So this is going to be the most complicated version of it. The second version is going to be with yardsticks. You can put one on a yardstick. This yardstick, if you keep the ball on the yardstick, that means you hit it square. And if it rolls off the yardstick and you have the right line, it should go in the hole. If you want to start out with training reels, you can go and put 2 yardsticks together and get the ball right in the middle of the yardstick and just try to keep the club within that. If you don't have yardsticks, you just go in your bag, grab some tees. I do this a lot with the kids, the juniors. Put some tees in, and we're trying to keep our putter within those tees, and we should be okay. Just make sure that when you put those tees in, you come back here and check, because I always get all crooked when I put them in at first. So I'm going to go through the direction stuff, keeping in mind this one here, I put the ball alignment on it too. And I'm going to make sure my alignment on the putter is okay. And then I'm just going to go through each one and see if we can get it lined up.
You're going to hit that ball or that ball? Yeah.
I missed that one every single time last time. I made that one every single time last time. So that's the putting. If you do that, if you go through those motions, it's going to help you. And the biggest thing I think is when you're on the golf course, get that line on the putter and get the line on the ball. Get that lined up and take a look at it and make sure you're putting that line on the putter right through the ball. And you're going to make more putts, especially those 4 or 5 footers for par. And you're going to make more of those putts. So now on the distance piece, when we get to this direction, this length away, we're a little worried about the 3-putt possibly. So here I got a great little easy way to do this. Grab a few balls, put the putter down, and just get set up and get in your stance. And now make sure your shoulders are rocking and just roll balls up the hole. Just roll them up there. And that's going to give you a feel of how much arm swing you're going to need to roll that ball up there, okay? It's a great little way to kind of get that feel, get that looseness. We're so worried about the perfect putting stroke, so sometimes we just don't let that putter flow. So it's very good. And you see I put a ring in there. Picture a little ring when you're putting. Just get it in that ring. When it comes to distance, our distance trumps our direction. So we want good direction. I had this ball I had it lined up before, but it's all messed up now. But we, if we get our distance right, even if we're off a little bit left or right, we're gonna be right there in the ring and have it an easy putt. So I'm gonna get this line going here. So get the line going. Looks pretty good. And something that's good to do as well is I have that feel of that arm swinging. Now take a look at the hole when you do a practice stroke and just look at the hole way through. That's going to give you an idea if that's enough stroke. So if I were to do this, if I'm looking down and I do this stroke, I go, oh, that looks pretty good. But if I was looking at the hole and I did that stroke, I go, oh, my eyes immediately tell me there's no way it's going to get there. It's sort of like if you and I were going to have a catch, Joyce. If I was going to have a catch, am I going to look at the ball when I throw it to you? Or am I going to look at you? I'm going to look at you guys. Oh, two Joyces next to each other. So I'm going to look at you, right? Now, when we're putting, the ball's not attached to our body. So when you make the actual stroke at the hole, you're going to want to look at the hole, or look at the ball. But there's no reason why you can't take a practice stroke beforehand and now try to duplicate that stroke and get it in the, oh! So it's in the ring, so now I have an easy two putt. You know, just a knock-in two putt. All right, it's a gimme. So some tools here to take home with you. I mean, this is, simple as that.